Hello there. Perhaps the title was a little bit twisted. It's not entirely a sad year. And before we get into the video, I'd just like to say how wonderful the Star Wars Advent is this year. However, it does very much so outshine all the other Advents, as there's not too much to give when it comes to looking elsewhere for your Advent calendar. However, this video today will not only cover the LEGO Advent calendars of this year 2023, but will also cover the 3 annuals coming out next year and the cool figures that are included in them. So starting off with the best one, the LEGO Star Wars Advent Calendar. It is truly amazing. You can see on the box here, we've not only got the droid with its STAP, a 212 clone trooper in the command post, we've got an Ewok with its glider to go alongside the micro speeder bike and the little Endor village over here, which all accompany one of the main stars of this Advent, of course Leia in her Endor outfit, which was up until this point an exclusive in the Endor diorama that also released earlier this year. Speaking of exclusives, we also get Omega in this set, the one from Cad Bane's Justifier, and the Gonk droid that is pulling her sled looks hilarious with its antlers that do use droid arms. And the Emperor comes with his new face from the Final Duel diorama, again another set that came out this year, and before this the face was an exclusive to that set, and also a cool new jumper representing the second Death Star. Now we already have a red Christmas jumper with the first Death Star on, so it's great to get the second Death Star to go along with it. And if we take a look at all the other pieces in this set, all the other days, you can see not only does the Emperor get his throne, and there's a load of other Endor themed sets, but we also get a little Santa Christmas themed pit droid, as well as a microfighter of the Justifier, which was the set that Omega was exclusive to. It's great to be getting all these exclusive minifigures in a set this cheap, and whilst they don't quite give you all of them, and we don't get every single minifigure in a cheap variety, to go along with the Princess Leia, we also have the Luke Skywalker from the same diorama coming out in the official annual for next year. This book does come out today, Thursday the 31st of August, so by now I will have had this because I have pre-ordered it, and this goes nicely with not only the Leia from tomorrow's Advent that I will again be picking up, but also the Scout Trooper that came out in the LEGO Star Wars magazine earlier this year, which gives you all 3 minifigures from the Endor diorama for very cheap. So I will be using all 3 of these minifigures that you can see on the cover of this annual to make my own budget Endor diorama, so stay tuned for that and subscribe so you don't miss out. Now heading over to the next Advent, we got the Harry Potter Advent, which normally is always some sort of Yule Ball theme, so it's lovely to see that they haven't gone with that this year. However, I think overall it's just not too great of a set. We have a few minifigures which are always nice, but the builds just let the Advent down and it's a little disappointing. We have a few funny ones like the chocolate frogs and the jelly beans, but they're not really any builds that scream Christmas. Now they have covered most of this in snow, and you can see the snow covered trees. It's a great way that LEGO have done that, using the new pieces rather than just having the typical green trees. And we do, I guess, get a fireplace, but there's nothing Harry Potter about the snowman over here. And just overall, I think they could have done much better, especially with all the Christmas or snow themed things we get throughout the Harry Potter saga. And once again, we've got another yearbook for 2024 that also comes out the same time as the Star Wars one, and so does the one we look at later in this video. And this comes with a cool Dumbledore minifigure. Much like the Advent, I think the main grab here will be this purple robed Dumbledore, and this is a really cool looking Dumbledore if you haven't already got him, and for $7.99 along with all the activities in the annual, it's a pretty fun build, especially for kids this time of the year. Now, going from my least favourite of all the advents to my second least, we have the Marvel Advent Calendar. I really think the Marvel and Harry Potter sets have not hit the mark this year. However, that being said, this Marvel one comes with a lovely variety of minifigures. You can see on the cover we get Steve, Tony, Okoye, Peter, and also I do believe we'll be getting a few other minifigures such as Wong and Doctor Strange, just to name a few. So if that is true, the minifigures here are truly magnificent, and it's decent that we're getting some new web pieces in this gold. I don't think I've seen them before, but again, it's just not very Christmassy. I like the fact they've put the Tesseract on top of the Christmas tree instead of a star, but I just think they could have done so much better than the typical regular fireplace with a few Marvel bits pinned to it. It's a bit like in Star Wars, where we always used to get the weapons rack, which I am so happy and proud of Lego that they haven't included that this year, and hopefully we will not see the weapons rack return. Onto a decent advent calendar, we have the Lego City, and whilst it's not as good as the Star Wars one, I do think that they've nailed the spirit of Christmas in this advent, as well as including extra builds such as this gamer and the gaming chair, which goes very nicely with this laptop. Now, whilst I do not like this as much as Star Wars, I don't think this is a complete miss, as unlike the prices you'll be paying for Star Wars, Harry Potter, and the Marvel Advent Calendar, this Lego City one is 2/3 of the price at only £20. And I think comparing it to the price, this is an advent that would be well worth your while, especially for Harry Potter and Avengers fans that might already have the minifigures from the respective advents. I think the fact you get not only Mr. Claus but also Mrs. Claus in the advent is amazing, as well as the hockey player, the ice sculptor, the choir singer, and you even get a few smaller animals. The reason this isn't a perfect advent is, again, we're just getting the regular fireplace and grandfather clock, and it's not too Christmassy. It would have been much nicer if we got some elves, a snowman minifigure, and even a build of a snow globe or candy cane. And while I understand that an advent isn't just meant to be kept for Christmas time, and they want to give pieces that can be used elsewhere and fit into your wider Lego City, I do think they should focus more on Christmas and less on giving good pieces. But of course, that is not a complaint that many people will share, as we all want to use the pieces again. So perhaps the repetitive nature of Christmassy themes with all the white and red pieces isn't what everyone would desire. The Lego City Annual is the last one we get for 2024, comes with another gamer that is different to the one we get in the Advent and would go nicely together. However, it uses the old controller from the Ninjago minifigures that's also, I do believe, still on the Builder minifigure that you can create in Lego stores. And I'm not sure if you can use it online just yet. But it would have been really nice if this came with the new controller, and I think it just would have made that more desirable for everyone to pick up. And rounding off the advents for this year, we have the Lego Friends Advent, which has definitely surprised me, as it comes with so many different animals, and as well as the dog having its green antlers, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different animals in just the one advent, as well as all these accessories. But again, this isn't a pet playset or even a pet advent for that matter. It is a Lego Friends Christmas advent calendar, and all these animals are taking up a day that could have otherwise been used for a Christmassy theme set. Much like this toy train, which I think will cover 3 days, each day getting a compartment, is a great build, as it's just one of them typical Christmas presents. And I'd love to see more builds like that across all the advents, as well as replacing these pets. Though I really think all these animals in the one set's going to make this a great build for anyone to pick up, especially building their own Lego City for only £20. And as soon as this goes on sale, I can see most of these advents clearing the shelf. You may wonder why I've complained about all the advents not being Christmassy and then love the Star Wars one, which in fact besides the sled and the gonk, don't really come with any Christmassy builds. And that's because the LEGO Star Wars Advent hasn't ever really come with many Christmas themed builds. Whilst we have got the Christmas themed characters, such as the Emperor wearing his Christmas sweater, the Christmas Pit Droid and the Christmas Ewok, alongside the Reindeer Gonk, which gets us a few more characters than usual. We tend to focus more on the ships and the smaller builds, so getting the sled was lovely this year, but I don't expect that from the Star Wars Advent. But let me know which of these Advents and or annuals you'll be picking up either now or in the new year when they all go on sale, and stay tuned for the video coming out tomorrow about all the other sets coming out September the 1st. And as always, may the bricks be with you.